starts very different. My God, why have you forsaken me? Why are you so far from me, from my salvation and the words of my groaning? Oh my God, I call by day, but you do not answer, and by night, and I have no rest. You know what I find really interesting about the God of the Bible? Is the God of the Bible, who calls us to come to him, sees both the person who says, Yahweh is my shepherd, I shall not want, and the person who says, my God, why have you forsaken me, as equally valid forms of worship. In that 1/3 of the book of Psalms is what is sometimes referred to as the lament or the complaint Psalms, and that God wants us to come to him. He wants us to be transparent with him. He wants us to be like David, who says, I don't get it. I'm struggling. I'm lost. I don't feel you. I feel like you're far away. I feel like I'm forsaken. And that aspect, I think, of God calling us to cast our burdens on him, part of that is an acknowledgement of God realizing that this world is hard, that our burdens aren't meaningless. You know, some Eastern philosophies like Buddhism and Taoism and Shintoism, you read some of these writings, and the way that they talk about struggle and pain and suffering is sometimes very dismissive, in that it's like, well, just stop desiring things. Just stop. You know, that okay. You're attached to this world because you have this desire, so cast off all desires. You know, easier said than done, right? You know, ironically, they desire to do that, to cast off all the desires. But I think what we see within the just honesty of the text of the Bible is that you see that God who's compassionate, that God who understands, and that God who says, you know, you can come to me and you can be honest with me about what's going on. You don't have to sugarcoat your problems. You don't have to pretend that you're holier than you really are. You don't have to pretend that things are going well or that things are easy, because listen, I get it. You know, I walked the dusty streets of first century Galilee, and my feet ached, and my friends abandoned me. My family members died, and I was betrayed, and I was murdered. And I think part of God calling us to come to him is less of a cure-all. You know, all of a sudden, all your problems are going to be fixed. Mm-hmm. That's not realistic. We know that's not going to happen. There's a future tense of the fact that God says, you know, I'm going to make all things new. But he also says this world is going to be hard. And this world is going to be full of pain and struggle. But I've overcome the world.